Welcome to this week's Fireside Chat. It's good to be with you all who have found me here on Kincardine United Church YouTube channel. You found me because of the diligent work of Terry Boyd and David Skinner, who upload these recordings every week. In fact, this is the second try at recording this Fireside Chat because, thanks to Terry's diligence, we're trying to avoid violating copyright with a video I had originally intended to use. Thank you, Terry and David, because I depend on your skill and trust you both completely. Speaking of trust, we had some snow last week and, in fact, yesterday and today, although not as much as I expected with the snow squall warnings that were out late last week. In the winter, you need to trust your driving skills when visibility is terrible. Sometimes I play a game with myself when driving in a snowstorm at night. For dairy farmers, the winter requires other practices for safety. As I get older, I realize that I need to be more careful. Speaking of being careful, this driver really wasn't. Of course, there can be some benefits to truck accidents. Now let's try a riddle. Why does a tiger have stripes? And to add further pun-filled pain, here's a math question. Actually, more of a physics question. But anyway, with Advent beginning this Sunday, here is a reality for me. Now, I don't buy Advent calendars anymore since I don't have children at home. That makes me realize time seems to fly past so quickly now that they're grown. Life then looks like an eternity, but it's a short trip. So enjoy life and be kind. When I found that particular meme on Facebook, it reminded me of this insight written by Marianne Baum. Every minute someone leaves this world behind. Age has nothing to do with it. We are all in this line without realizing it. We never know how many people are before us. We cannot move to the back of the line. We cannot step out of the line. We cannot avoid the line. So while we wait in line, make moments count. Make a difference. Make the call. Make priorities. Make the time. Make your gifts known. Make a nobody feel like a somebody. Make your voice heard. Make the small things big. Make somebody smile. Make the change. Make yourself the priority. Make love. Make up. Make peace. Make sure to tell your people they are loved. Make waves. Make sure to have no regrets. Make sure you are ready. This kind of relishing life as you live it also connects deeply with the performance and presence of a contestant from the popular TV show America's Got Talent. The singer's name is Jane, but she goes by Nightbird when she sings. At 30 years old, she casually revealed that she was living with cancer, and for the previous year, she had been wrestling with that reality while in treatment. When asked, she said that she had some cancer in her lungs, her spine, and her liver. She said that she wasn't okay in every way, but that it is important to know that she is so much more than the bad things that happened to her. She then sang an original song she said was about her experience after her diagnosis and throughout her treatment. Then she sang her song titled, It's Okay, with vulnerability and with authenticity. These are the words of her song. I moved to California in the summertime. I changed my name thinking it would change my mind. I thought that all my problems, they would stay behind. I was a stick of dynamite and it was just a matter of time. Yeah. All day, all night. Now I can't hide. Said I knew myself, but I guess I lied. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's all right. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's all right. I wrote 100 pages, but I burned them all. Yeah, I burned them all. I drove through yellow lights and don't look back at all. Don't look back at all. Yeah, you can call me reckless. I'm a cannonball. I'm a cannonball. Don't know why I take the tightrope and cry when I fall. All day, all night, now I can't hide. Said I knew what I wanted, but I guess I lied. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's all right. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's all right. After she was done, she said, you can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. After pausing for a sip of his beverage, Meanie Simon Cowell sighed and spoke. There are, however, have been some very great singers this year. And I'm not going to give you a yes. Immediately, the audience gasped in shock since all four judges had risen to their feet in appreciation of her song, her vulnerability, her honest insight. Simon continued, I'm going to give you something else. That is when he hit the golden buzzer. I'm sure this is for what Nightingale was hoping, but realistically never expecting. After all, she demonstrated that she was ready to embrace all of life despite her challenging reality with cancer. In fact, as she was filmed backstage, she told the camera that I have a 2% chance of survival, but 2% is not zero, and 2% is something. And I wish people knew how amazing it is. Life, then, is a curious mixture of tragedy and triumph, but enlivened by hope. This Sunday is the first of Advent. It is the Sunday of hope, which matches this brief meditation by the late Indigenous writer Richard Wagamese in his book, Embers, one of Ojibwe's meditations. He writes, life is a series of passageways we choose largely on faith and with a healthy dose of hope. We hope that the hallway of our choosing leads us to magic, the inexplicable, the sudden, the uncontained, not so that we can capture it, hold it, make it our own, but just so that we can feel it, even for an instant. Feel it and know the truth that the universe itself is magic. Hope that by our believing, our blind trust, our inherent innocence, someday, sometime, somewhere, that magic will become us, even fleetingly, and we touch the face of God. For that, America's Got Talent singer Nightbird, she chose to try to touch the face of God. She decided to replace, why is this happening to me, with, what is this trying to teach me? And everything shifts. The shift for Nightbird was to keep holding on to hope that life is truly okay. That hope requires people to gather around in the dark. Pardon me, it requires people to gather around so that when others can't look on the bright side, we can sit with them in the dark and just be. The act of companionship means kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness. Even in the most ordinary of circumstances, we can bring light and magic into other people's lives, as well as into our own lives. If we but take the time to connect, if we but risk going where they need us, if we but dare to be the bearer of hope for those living with despair, with defeat, and with fear. This window washer outside a children's cancer ward understood that need. It is true that the video is a feel-good treat. It feels good because it inspires us with hope that small actions can make a big difference in other people's lives. It demonstrates that joy can be discovered or perhaps recovered when loaning someone our strength by being there for them as they need us in the moment and how they need us. Richard Wagamese writes from that same book, "Keep what's true in front of you," old man said. "You won't get lost that way." I was asking about making my way through the bush. He was talking about making my way through life. Turns out, all these years later, it was the same conversation. This is a picture of Jane, otherwise known as Nightbird, just a month ago. It seems obvious to me she is dying. She writes, "It's been a while since I have felt fully awake. Pain can be so surreal and disorienting that I often feel like an observer in my own life and not a participant in it. In the past 20 months, my most vibrant hopes and deepest fears have been poured onto the same canvas. I stare into the chaos of it. My ears are ringing. The universe offered herself to me, then cut off my hands. See, life is full of twists and turns, and it doesn't always turn out happily ever after. Nightbird, Jane, writes more, and I think it is important to hear what she tells us. She writes, I think about the dreams my heart has carried since I was little. Dreams of singing to the whole world at once, writing words that sink so deep they don't need to be remembered. Being a truth teller, a hope holder, a strength sharer. Wait, am I in a dream? It's not how I wanted it, but this is the dream. I'm in it. It's happening now. I thought it would be sparklier than this. I didn't imagine standing before the world with so many bruises. I didn't imagine that in my shining moment, I'd be suffering in front of an audience. I've always expected miracles. I thought the miracle would be that I would skip to the end, spared of pain. I thought the miracle would make me scar-free, brand new. Then she gets to the core of her message. It echoes the hope we live into through our faith, the same hope we mark on the first Sunday of Advent. But it is a hope that lives in the real world. Jane continues, I did get a miracle, just not the one I wanted. I get to look for light and find it. I get to see how much love can endure. I get to walk the journey with thousands of people like me who can't stop hoping, no matter how hard we try. If we only take the miracles that taste sweet, I don't think we'll ever taste one. If we wait until we have the perfect song, I don't think we'll ever sing. Don't miss it. It's now. We are in the miracle. We are in the dream. In light of what she writes, I want to share one more video with you. It is a cover of the Billie Eilish song, Lovely, and it is performed by the One Voice Children's Choir. I think it speaks powerfully to the struggles we often have living with hope when life throws slings and arrows our way.
Thought I found a way out, but you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now. Oh, I hope someday I'll make it out of here, even if it takes all night or 100 years. Need a place to hide, but I can't find one here. Wanna feel alive outside. I can't find my feet. Isn't it lovely? All alone, heart made of glass, my mind of stone. Tear me to pieces, skin to bone. Hello, welcome home. Walking out of town, looking for a better place. Sometimes on my mind, always in my head's back. But I know someday I'll make it out.
Throughout that song, the theme of being alone weaves together through the aching desire to escape. Despite the fragility, despite the wounds, despite the fear, it says, you never go away, never go away. That is our hope in life, that God is the source of our hope so that we can find our way home, that God is always there. Here is a third meditation by Richard Wagamese. Consider it as the ground on which to connect with the divine hope as if we were praying. My mother's physical death taught me that I didn't come to master devastating situations, circumstances, changes, losses, or even my own feelings. I came here to experience them. I came here for soul lessons and spirit teachings so that I could carry on in this wonderful spiritual journey we are all on. This teaching way, this blessing way, so that in the end I can, like my mother has done, return to the beauty that I was when I first arrived here. I know this has been a deep dive into the reality of cancer. I chose this topic because so many people long for the happy endings tied up in a bow when we approach the Christmas season. However, for many more people than you might believe, the experience of Nightbird is the same as the Christmas season for too many others. Like the song Lovely, they feel trapped in their aloneness, afraid to ask others to sit with them in the dark, to lean on the shared strength from friends, neighbors, and acquaintances. However, it is our calling as people of faith to offer that kind of companionship which travels the road of suffering to reveal hope is still there, regardless of the outcome. I pray that as you leave this digital space, you too will find companions along the way of life. I consider Judy Zarubik a trusted companion along the way for me, especially because she is the reason these fireside chats are so skillfully recorded, even if it takes multiple times. Thank you, Judy, for traveling these Tuesdays faithfully with me each week and ensuring the technology behaves. Before we go from this digital space, here is a blessing I want to share. When your heart is broken and your spirit mourns, may God's grace touch you with hope. Moment by moment in companionship, may the wounded hands of Christ lift you and embrace you. When you are at your weakest, may the Spirit's strength assure you that you are never alone. Until next week, goodbye.